Welcome back, everyone, to the second episode of Gold Mountain Games Plays The Tomb of Annihilation. Last we left off, our players had just begun regretting their decision in Port Nyanzaru. Currently, you are all are with the merchant friend of Sylvana Sylvain that you stayed with for a brief bit to do a little bit of research and kind of discuss what there is to be had in Chult. And in that conversation, he relayed to you that there are a multitude of small jobs in the town that could be helped out with. People are always looking for somebody to help collect on a debt or explore a particular place. Some people might even have jobs for you to take with you out into Chult, were you so inclined. In particular, there are the dye works. There is a man there that could use some assistance. He's had some threats to his life over the past week or so. The merchant isn't entirely sure exactly what's going on with that. He says, he's always seemed a bit, Amala. He's always seemed a bit eccentric. So I'm not sure how much of this is real and how much of it's imagined, but he seems to think that someone's coming after him. There's the Alliance of the Lords. If you were to fully map out Chult, they would probably give you an entire ship.
What type of ship?
I believe last they were offering, it's a large sailing ship.
Like a galley, a warship, a keelboat? What are you talking?
I believe it's a galley of some variety.
And that's just a whole map of Choke?
A complete and accurate map of Chult, yes. Rare and hard to come by, nobody has them. Outside of that, there are pirates that are out in the seas. If you wanted to take a small schooner and try to take some of them out, you'd have to watch out for that dragon turtle, though. He's quite angry if you don't provide him something on your way through.
Just leave the pirates alone. They're not bothering anybody.
I think by nature they are bothering people. That's what makes them pirates.
You ever met a pirate?
I suppose I haven't.
Then how would you know?
That's fair.
There's also Executioner's Run.
What's that, Nick?
Ooh. Oh, nothing. Nothing.
Well, should you find yourself convicted of a crime, you could compete yourselves, or you could go there and bet on it, or possibly make a friend to run it for you. Mostly criminals run through Executioner's Run. I believe they're doing a race with 3 velociraptors versus a man today.
Are you allowed to shoot the dinosaurs?
Help can be given from the sidelines, but sometimes the opposite of help comes from the sidelines as well. It kind of depends on who it is and what exactly they've done. I don't know who the current criminal is for the day. Some of them put themselves in there purposefully because the awards are immense. There's also a lot of priests out here. Probably 1 or 2 of them might be looking for transportation to one of the camps. There's always a little bit of things going on around Port Nyanzaru. If you walk around long enough, you tend to meet maybe some less than trustworthy people, but some good people in need of help.
Did we get a chance to ask we didn't hire guides yet? We just talked about it?
Yeah, you talked about it and you kind of decided maybe on some.
We might need to find out if we need money for a canoe. And then take a job or 2 to get money for a canoe.
Yeah, or any other, I'm open to the religious angle. He looks over at our holy warrior.
If you would like to stay in town for the time being and earn coin somewhat more safely, then perhaps on our way out we could arrange at court. And perhaps they already have a canoe that
Yeah.
we can just take with, and we need not spend our own money.
It's a good idea.
Might also be a way to get past Camp Vengeance without paperwork, so to speak.
Right, we're supposed to ask that merchant prince about the exploration charter.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. You won't find many merchants concerned about whether or not you have one, but getting past Camp Vengeance without having your supplies confiscated, it would be best for you to have one. I could perhaps have one made up for you. What should we put as the purpose for your exploration, though? It needs to be something concise that gives you a good reason to be anywhere in Jolt.
The Hunters of the Soulmonger. That's what you need to put down. We're going out there to save everybody. You can't pencil whip something together?
If you want me to announce that on your charter, I'd be more than happy to.
You trade in spices, yes?
Yes, I do.
So would it make sense for there to be an exploratory mission to look for new spices that are native to the area that could be traded?
If it were me trying to see through that deception, I would, but I don't know if anyone else would. I like it. It works. There is.
Well, we could also just explain to them we are fighting undead. We are fighting the evil, and maybe this is enough.
So are probably half those who come to Jolt.
Yes.
I don't see why we don't actually keep an eye out for spices. Then we are not lying per se. It may not be our first point of interest, but
Indeed. And if you do find a tree with a very pale blue bark and you can scrape some of that off and bring it back for me, I would be able to pay you for it. It is a fairly rare form of spice. We only have a few trees that grow in and around Port Nyanzaru, but I can only suspect there are a few extras out there.
We can look for that.
And what is the temple? What is the temple they worship? Which gods do they favor?
The temple is in the old town. They don't currently favor a particular god anymore. Their original clergy moved out, and well, currently it's occupied by a collection of people. I believe up there right now there is a priest dedicated to Torm. I believe they were the ones looking for guidance to vengeance, actually. Is a representative of the Order of the Gauntlet?
So vengeance is the one that wants you to have the charter. Righteousness doesn't?
Camp Righteous has too many of its own issues to be concerned about whether or not you have a charter. They'll be lucky if they last another week.
They are surrounded by the dead.
Yes.
It's a very unsafe place for us to go.
It is. I don't suspect it will be a major landmark much longer.
and yet this is where the majority of your paladins congregate.
They did at one time. Currently there's still a small party there. I don't know how many. It's been some time since we've had contact with them.
Well, what about moving on and looking at speaking to this Temple of Torn, or this egalitarian collection of worshippers? And perhaps you can make some connection to them, and they will take us to vengeance and provide us with what we need to demonstrate our good intentions. Okay.
Well, that is a good idea. It might be a bit optimistic. Once we drop them off at Vengeance, who's to say
Well,
that's where our trail ends?
we get the paperwork in this time. The prince, he provides, yes? And to just look presumptively at their current benefactor, that he'll get the paperwork in time.
Uh, yes, I can have you a charter within an hour if you'd like. If you don't plan
Excellent.
if you don't plan to leave till the morning, you can pick it up then.
What do you say? We leave in the morning. We speak to these people. Find a place.
If you guys want to go do the temple thing, me and somebody else could maybe go do the go to the dye walks and talk to Amala.
If you wish.
Two birds with one stone. Mr. Merchant Prince person, where's a good place to stay for the night in the city?
Ah, well, do you want a good night's sleep or a good time?
I want a good night's sleep. I find a good time wherever I go.
Then you want to avoid the Thundering Lizard. You might want to try Kaya's House of Repose. Both inns are located near the Red Bazaar, where you may have went shopping earlier.
Thank you very much for your time, your professionalism, and these amulets that may or may not save my life.
Well, you can thank Syndra for your amulets, as I'm merely a merchant, but I did provide the cords for them, so you're welcome. So, some of you are heading off to check on Omala over in the dye quarters, and some of you are going to the temple, originally of Savras.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Who's going where?
I will go to the dye works.
I can go.
All right. Cool. We'll go to the temple.
All right. Well,
Party. Two stones. Two stones are better than one.
so as you all head up, we'll start with the church situation. As you all head up the street towards what you can see is a pretty large church, if somewhat run down a little bit more towards the edge of the old town side of things, you both see, leaving the temple and walking directly towards you, eyes fixed on you both, a priest of Savras, perhaps one of the original denizens, if not the leftover one from there. But he stumbles up to you both as you're walking towards the temple and grabs onto your sleeve and says, "Speak to the wise guardians of Orlanga, east of Mabala. She can direct you to what you seek," and then he collapses.
Merrick will try and catch him so he doesn't just plummet into the dirt.
Okay. He is currently unconscious.
Is he dying
You hold him up.
or just unconscious?
He seems to be breathing okay. He just seems to be unconscious. So, a few seconds passes. You're kind of sitting there looking at this, going, "What on earth?" His eyes slowly blink open, and he looks around and goes, "Where am I? Who are you?"
I had the same question myself. Are you all right? You fainted just now, and I caught you before you fell.
Oh, well, I feel fine. I don't know.
Can I do an insight or medicine to see?
You can do insight
I
if you'd
think
like.
this guy had a possession moment.
Okay. A possession.
Oh, never mind.
It's okay. In either case, he seems highly confused, almost as confused as you are, and does not seem to know how he got out here.
Maybe you've been having too much drink. Hmm?
All I've had today is water.
Maybe poison water.
He nods. Perhaps I'll go see a medic of some sort about that. Just starts to walk away from you.
Oh, okay. I guess he can walk fine now. Rather strange. What was it that he just said?
He said something about wise guardians of Malala?
Oralanga, east of Mabala.
Oh, or Langa. But it was not his words. It was someone else speaking. I sense. I'm
That
gonna
is.
roll an insight and see how accurate he might be.
I had a similar suspicion. It would be, regardless, it is information that could prove useful.
Hmm. Yes, there are many rumors all over this town.
So, whether or not you two have the map with you, I will say you do recall a spot on the map by that name, Mbala.
Mm.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
how convenient. It's on the way.
It's right after Vengeance, yes.
So, you were looking for the priest that. So you head further into the temple after that
The
guy
priest
walks
of
away?
Torm, yeah. Unless you want to cut over to the other crew.
We can check in with them real quick while you all ponder over the strange man that just walked up to you, grasped your sleeve, gave you information, and then doesn't seem to remember why. For you other two, you approach the Dai sector of Port Nyanzaru. You can meet there Omala. He's a male, visibly Choltian human, kind of darker, curlier hair. He's the master colorist at the dye works. How are you introducing yourself as you walk up to this man with bright blue stained up one arm, bright green stained up the other?
How do you want to approach this?
That's a good question. They usually don't put me in charge of the talking.
Just follow them and pick up. If I just screw it up, I'll play dumb like I'm your kid or something. I don't know.
Do you think that'll work?
Yes, of course. And he just flutters his eyelids at you and switches his hat around. And of course, I've played a child many times. You know how easy it is to take someone when they think they think you're a child?
Great. Okay. We'll keep that in our back pocket. Are you gonna lead with that? Or I don't, no offense to your skills, but I don't know if I'd hire a child to protect me if he has threats on his life.
Yeah, that's fair. I said if I screw it up, I'm just gonna play dumb.
I see, yes, if you screwed up. Okay. So,
Excuse me, Mr. Mbala, sir, or Amala.
As you approach, he looks up from the vat of dye that he's stirring. Yes, how can I help you?
I'm gonna show him my hand, make sure that he knows that I have nothing, no weapons, since this
Okay.
guy thinks that somebody's gonna stab him.
Mhm.
We was down by the racetrack earlier, and heard somebody talking about some rumor about you saying somebody's out to get you.
Someone is out to get me. Pulls out of his pocket a small iron token, and he holds it up and he says, I got this yesterday. I am in trouble.
What type of a token is it?
Glancing at it, it appears to be an iron token with a triceratops on the front of it. He holds it up and he says, I haven't been to ask the merchant prince yet, but this usually means that something's gone wrong, or that you're about to be a criminal of some sort.
About to be a criminal? Like, so you haven't done nothing wrong, guy? Listen, I don't judge. All right, here's my lowdown. I got into port this morning. I'm looking for some money. If you need a bodyguard or an investigator, something like that, I would be more than happy to make a couple of coins before we set out into the jungle to die.
I'm afraid I wouldn't have much to pay you. I'm not
You got a canoe?
I could My family has a canoe, yes. You want a canoe as payment?
Expensive dye, something for trade. I don't care. You got any information about the jungle? We're about to go out there in the middle of nowhere, man. They're all talking about dinosaurs and mad monkey mist and blue things, fruits and vegetables and stuff. And I'm like, hey, this guy needs protected. That I know how to do.
He kind of nods and he drops his head a little bit. Well, the truth is, I recently bought some dancing monkey fruit on the black market to make some dye out of. It's a fairly small offense, but they're probably going to throw me in the executioner's run.
So you think the token means that they know that you've done this?
Yes, I'm hoping to go and beg for forgiveness from one of the merchant princes, and maybe they'll let me go, but I don't have much to offer them in return, so I don't know that it'll work.
No idea. You give me those ingredients. I'll stash them somewhere else. You turn that guy in.
Well, I've already used the monkey fruit, but you mean turn in the black market person?
No. Do you have any more monkey fruit? Any monkey fruit at all?
Not that's not being dyed into yarn.
So we can't plant it on anyone because it's gone.
Also, they already know I did it, and he holds up the iron coin again.
Is there any paperwork attached to that? I could maybe lift the paperwork, make the admin section go away.
There doesn't tend to be paperwork. You get in trouble with the Yatepika Society, and then they send you a coin, and then you end up in the executioner's run, generally speaking.
Do you need looks like you're screwed, guy. I thought somebody was coming to kill you, but if it's the gods, I mean, ain't nothing I can do about the gods.
He kind of just nods and keeps stirring his dye, just looking dejected.
You need like snuck out of the city?
To where? The jungle? I
Are
wouldn't
you
survive.
do you want to race against 3 velociraptors? That seems pretty hard to survive too.
I probably won't.
We can talk to this guy, convince him that he's got bigger problems to worry about than some monkey dye.
His name's Kwayathe. He's one of the merchant princes, the dye prince. I'd be happy to introduce you to him. Maybe two strong-looking people like you might convince him to not do it.
Worth a shot.
Well, as he leads the way to a particular merchant prince's house, we will flash back over to our other kids over here at the church. And you are looking for, in particular, a priest of Torm. And entering the temple, it is not hard to spot her. The female half-orc, with a large Torm symbol down the front of a tabard, is standing just kind of off to the side, and they're looking around, generally kind of just surveying people, looking them up and down. You're kind of used to it from people trying to determine how skillful you are. It's that type of look. She's just leaning against a wall as you all enter. She kind of looks at you a little curiously, because you're not in the average Toltien wear.
I'll walk in with a certain sense of pride and interest, and showing an appreciation for the local culture, like someone who's a tourist who's looking at an old chapel. I just sort of look around, not really addressing the priest. Leave the priestly conversations to the priestly.
All right.
He enters with a comfort that only a cleric can have within a church. But it's still sort of like smug and sophisticated. He just moves through. He's absently looking for any symbology of Saloon, which is his patron or his deity. But also anything. Man, I don't even know. I don't remember why we're here.
To get a job, basically, they may need an escort.
Oh, right.
where we're going.
After a few moments of just like taking in the scenery, he'll go up to the one that's eyeing them and just greetings. My name is Mirek, and this is my associate Petrov. We have heard that there is perhaps an escort needed,
She
and
nods slowly.
we were looking to perhaps fulfill that uh, job for you. Um, we're somewhat headed in that direction, and being a man of the gods myself, it seems only fitting.
Well, I could certainly be interested in the help. It's been, well, to be honest with you, I was told that I could buy a horse when I got here, after I finished sailing across, got past the damn dragon turtle. Got here, there's no horses. This place has no horses. They told me I could ride a horse out to Camp Vengeance, deliver myself in the packet, and there are no horses.
It seems they have done you a disservice, a great one at that.
They have dinosaurs. You,
Like,
you don't like you don't like riding dinosaurs?
The ones that would be big enough for me to fit on are, a little slow for my tastes.
Hmm.
I don't want to take a month to get to Camp Vengeance.
The river. Does not the river lead to where you're going?
It does. I have no experience with captaining a boat myself.
Oh, we have expert guides in our employ.
So you're looking to be escorts, but you also have guides.
Indeed, we are a
Secondary.
organization. Yes, we have others that could join us. There would be six of us in our troop.
as I had mentioned, we have business headed in that direction, but we will be going beyond. This is simply a service to provide and ensure that one of my own people makes it safely.
All right. Well, never been much of one for water. Kind of looks down at the heavy armor, but if that's the quickest way there, it sounds like a good idea. I'd be happy to intercede on your behalf with Commander Breakbone if you need to get through.
Kind of moves his cloak a bit, and he's also wearing heavy armor. It's chainmail, but still. I somewhat agree with your sentiments, but it's either months on foot through undead infested jungle or a somewhat shorter trip by water.
Well, it's not exactly what I wanted, but it's acceptable. Are you looking for any form of payment beyond help passage, or what do you need?
50 gold each.
Each. How about 50 gold flat?
Oh, I don't know. I have to talk to my friends. It seems very low.
She
Do
nods.
you have perhaps any scrolls, magic that we could use? My friend here is gathering knowledge, and it seems magic is a particular interest to him. And while I don't need the extra help, so to speak, anything that might help him would be in and of itself payment.
He takes a little umbrage at needing help and a little bit of pride, but says, "Yes, I'm always interested in new magic. It's very expensive. This traveling, We use many scrolls to get through rivers, to fight monsters. You know how it goes. The dinosaurs are everywhere. Not to mention the undead.
She
Or
nods.
both.
That's beyond what is charted on these maps.
Mm.
I
So we
mean,
go. Yes, we go in the morning. You talk to the captain. We take to the river. We have a boat. It's all good, yeah?
uh, I'll speak to the captain when we get to Camp Vengeance, yes. That's
Very
where
good.
he is.
And 100 gold. Yes, for all of us. That's 6. 6.
She kind of looks at you. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Oh, it's Garth. My persuasion's -1, so great.
That's not bad.
Woohoo! Rolling pretty well.
Let's
17?
see.
Never mind. I was gonna say, can I give him advantage?
Yeah, you could try to be convincing if you want, but she kind of nods. All right, well, I'll see what I can gather together, and I'll have 100 gold for you in the morning if I have to shake it out of some of the locals.
Very good. Shake away.
She nods at you and turns and walks in through the rest of the church, seeming to stop a few of the other priests on the way and just. You're not sure if she's asking them for money, but they definitely seem to be handing her a couple of coins after a few seconds of talking.
Nice. Good. 100 is good, yeah? Um, I
Do
think
something.
I think now we must find where our friends are before they get into trouble.
Yes, he seems for the first time in this whole journey, he seems like he shows a little bit more emotion, and he's exasperated. What's the word? Exasperated.
Uh,
Just barely, but it's there. Yeah, let's go find them before someone ends up dead.
right. Diddle, 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 diddle.
Speaking of
Ooh,
ending up dead, meanwhile, so you all are accompanying the Die Man to go talk to a merchant prince?
Mhm.
Oh,
So, on the way in, looking for guards posted, just the general layout, back doors, windows. I'm doing the full halfling burglar thing. So like, part of, yeah. Anyway,
Sure.
just want to take it all in as Clyde gets up to where they're going,
Gotcha.
and you're like, he has a desk and a tent.
Well, he doesn't have a desk. He has a merchant villa very similar to the one that you previously saw. But there are a fair amount of guards and things like that around. Just kind of variously wandering the halls. Some of them you're not even sure if they aren't just locals or cooks that work there, but everybody seems to have a dagger somewhere at their side. In this particular area, it's probably just a good idea to be generally armed. But walking into it, you see a merchant prince as richly dressed as the spice one that you've met, but this one is in just a robe of different colors, all of the different varieties of dye variously woven in. Looks across the rest of you. He's sitting kind of just on a small pillow behind a little low down desk, and he looks across the rest of you, kind of nods. Omala says, I received this, and he sets it down on the desk. The merchant looks down at it. I imagine you did, probably for good reason. What do you want? Omala looks between you all. I was hoping that my new friends could help discuss a way for me not to end up, and the merchant says, eaten by velociraptors? He looks between you two. Possibly. He looks back to Omala. Go stand outside. Omala moves outside just quietly, and he looks between you two. Are you capable?
I don't like you. You're an asshole.
No one asked you to like me.
Um, I'm sorry. What was the question?
I asked if you were capable.
I'm standing in front of a pompous asshole who thinks he's more important than people's lives and trade. So yeah, I'm pretty fucking capable.
You turn.
just gonna hope you have a plan. I'll
I'm
let
just
you
gonna
do
hide
it.
behind you.
Fucking.
He looks
Well-
towards. He looks up towards towards the other one. So, does your tiny friend speak for you?
No. Friend is a stretch. Associate, unwilling associate. Anyway, you seem like a very busy man, and I'm sure just a little bit of illegal dye is not a problem that you want to be dealing with. I'm sure you have bigger fish to fry, and perhaps we can assist you with those in exchange for you maybe letting this one offense just slide under the radar. He seems very afraid. I don't think he'll do it again. I think he's learned his lesson. I don't think velociraptors need to be involved.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. I would say advantage if you were being helped, but I think you're being hurt.
I'm
in some
not being
fashion.
no. 15.
He nods kind of slowly. There is a bigger fish you can fry for me. His name is Shago. He works as a single guide out of the small fort on the hill on the way out. Kill him, no questions asked, and your friend doesn't go to the executioner's pit.
Consider it done.
Very well. I'll check in 10 days if you're still in town. If not, if he's dead, your friend will be left in peace. If I find him alive, I will throw him all into the executioner's run.
That's fair.
He nods. Very well. And looks back down at his books.
I have a question, Mr.
Nope,
Important
we're
Man.
leaving.
Mr. Important Man, do you have any anything you need from the jungle? As we are getting ready to set out, and we're quite capable. So, you need anything from the jungle? I mean, that I hear there's rare dyes out there.
Would you like to make a persuasion check there, bud?
No, I'm just asking a question.
It's a
If he doesn't wanna
persuasion
answer
check
it,
at this point. I'm just asking a question, man.
Okay, you said what? Persuasion?
Persuasion.
Yes. Unless you're trying to intimidate him.
A 2.
He looks at you. If you could even find it within your tiny commoner brain to comprehend the colors of dye that I might need, feel free to bring some back. I'll be sure to give you a fair price.
You're not even no names, no. Oh, you're that important where you don't have to care about anybody else. Fuck
Go.
you guys,
Let's
and
go.
I leave.
Let's go.
You drag the
I'll see
halfling out.
you.
I'm gonna
I'll
drag
see you
him.
later. Do you understand me? I
I'm
will
dragging.
see you later.
I will pick him up. Well, actually, no, he's over encumbered. I will drag.
All right, you work on dragging him about outside, and we'll say it's probably a good way to spot your friends as you watch as the one with an antler is dragging by the collar the halfling out of what appears to be a merchant's villa down the street from you.
Who needs 30 guards? Huh? You can't defend yourself. Oh, big guy. Huh?
Shut up. Shut up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Looks like we were a few minutes too late.
Is this how you usually do
Yes.
business? You walk up to the person you want help from and tell them you hate them?
Usually I don't work with nice people. Do you?
Well, I know how to fake nice when I need to be. You didn't even
Met
try.
somebody.
So that we can get things from them.
Oh, I have other ways of getting things. I don't have to like anybody.
You can't
Here, watch
steal
this.
an opportunity out of his pocket. You have
Want
to.
to bet? 5 gold. I bet you 5 gold. I'll steal an opportunity out.
Were
of
you
it.
gonna steal this contract out of this pocket? How are you gonna lift what we just signed up for off of him?
I'm not gonna. No. I thought you was wagering an opportunity in a pocket. It's not necessarily connected, is it?
Let's go. Let's go. We're
Hey,
What?
you
What's all this then? It starts coming in.
You're pretty good at talking to people. You should probably be the person to, the face man, if you will.
Yeah. We're in real trouble if I'm the one who should be the face.
Looks like you two found yourself in a mite of trouble.
We got what we needed. We think we've. Did he say he was going to give us a canoe? I forgot what we're getting out of this.
No, we're gonna save Umbala.
Amal is going to give you
sorry.
something because this guy's not giving you anything, right?
Yeah, Amala said he would give you a canoe if you saved him.
Okay.
The other man seems unwilling to give you anything besides maybe not killing Amala if you killed the dude that he asked you to.
Yeah. Okay. So we maybe have a canoe. Maybe.
We maybe have a boat. We have someone who wishes us to take them all the way up the river where we are going, and they will give us 100 gold. It's enough for all of us. 25 each. It's a very good deal, yeah?
Are they providing the boat too?
Maybe. We ask. They have little money, but 100 gold maybe is enough for boat. But I do not think a canoe is enough for so many. Maybe the Tabaxi, maybe they have some ideas of. Maybe they have a boat.
Maybe we should actually hire them.
Yes, maybe we talk to them. Yeah. This man, what is this deal? What do they offer? They offer you.
We're gonna kill a guy so another guy can live.
Is this a good
And
guy?
we get a canoe out of it.
Killing.
It's a good guy who wants you to kill some bad guy. Oh,
He said no questions asked, so we couldn't ask any questions. He just gotta die. I guess Amala got lucky because we met him first.
Well, maybe we are tired. Maybe we tell the guides. We talk to people and we get some rest soon.
Whatever you want to do. Siobhan, if I go missing tonight, I'll be in the executioner's ring tomorrow.
Excellent. I'll bet against you.
I mean, I would too. I'm pretty slow.
Well, to the Tabaxis then.
Yes.
I'm gonna get us some money. You guys go to. Hey, I'll buy an inn room. You guys go to sleep. In the morning, you'll wake up. We'll have more money than you ever dreamed of.
To pretend I didn't hear you say that, and he's gonna walk ahead.
Why would they pretend they didn't hear me?
Because you said you're going to do something illegal.
What makes you think you do anything illegal?
And sometimes holy people can be narcs. Just sometimes.
You think they're a narc?
I said sometimes.
Hey, you a narc?
No.
Okay. They're not a narc. Nothing to worry about. Come on, we're gonna be working together.
As long as they're not narcotic.
Ha ha ha.
So while there are terrible puns and everything else flying around, and you have to tell me if you're a cop, bro. While that's happening, can I get perception checks out of everybody as you walk down the city street of Port Nyanzaru?
We're going to die before we make it into the...
Yeah.
No, nope, that wasn't my role. Damn it.
21.
5.
Nice. 21, 5, 5. Am I still short one? Do I have one up there?
Mine was a 12.
All right, there's that perception. I see it now. All right. 5, 5, 21, 12. What a range. All right. So I'm going to say, yeah, nobody except for Petrov. Petrov, in the crowd, you briefly see kind of this hooded figure kind of moving through, and you keep trying to keep sight of them through the crowd because they're moving different than everybody else. They're a little differently shaped, seemingly, underneath of that cloak, but you keep losing them in the crowd, and the last time that you see them, you just see probably about 6 inches long, the end of what appears to be a very large snake's tail sticking out of the back of the cloak as they move through the crowd.
Interesting. Seeing that, I think he will very, very quickly kind of turn and say, follow behind me in just a few moments. I see something. And then he'll begin to try to kind of stealthily work his way through the crowd, hoping that others will follow him soon after. And he'll move through and try to tail the guy.
Tail the tail.
That's fine. Tail the tail.
All right.
If I live to tail the tail.
Well, with a 21, you're able to kind of watch. Are you trying to be stealthy about it at all,
Yeah.
or are you just
Yeah, I'll do a stealth roll too if you want.
do it to it? Anybody else that's trying to be stealthy, feel free.
Oh, not very well.
Not super stealthy.
No. But he's really just moving
Well-
along the crowd. He's not hidden so much as socially kind of trying not to look obvious, I guess.
Right.
Can I try and walk in front of them? I don't see the person, obviously, but I'm just going to elbow people and knee people to get them out of the way so that he can make a beeline. And I'll try and do it stealthily so they will, they just think it's,
Sure.
just trying to clear a path. But 10, wonderful. Can't roll over a 4.
Wow. What a stealthy group. So, following this figure, you eventually see it turn down kind of this darker alley away from the rest of the people. Do you go there too, or do you stay with the crowd?
I will I will kind of stand in the crowd and check to see if my other companions are around. I imagine our little friend is pretty obvious with the 10. I think I can see that passively. So as long as I know I've got people kind of coming behind him, he'll start to move out of the crowd, but he'll look like he's going down the street, like with a destination. He'll try to kind of walk through and go past whatever alley he's went down, out of curiosity.
As you go past the alley that the figure went down, you see them setting on a crate set in the alley about halfway down.
They're just sitting there.
They are sitting there.
Interesting. Do they look expectant?
A little bit. The form and kind of the slight tilt, what you can get out of a very hooded figure, appears to be focused down your direction, as though they are waiting for somebody to come down the alleyway.
I'll keep walking and move a little bit further and find a spot, maybe a little bit out of sight, where I can keep an eye on that place that he's watching. So I'm not watching him, I'm watching where he's watching. And if my companions want to join me, then I'll let them know what's going on. I can even give a little nod, a little innuendo to you, Chaz, if give a little like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. I will. I'll get in the shadows on the side of the alleyway, and I will just try and put my hood up, and I will. I'll just hand my backpack off to the giant cleric.
Ugh.
Comparatively
Yeah,
giant to the
If you
halfling.
turn it upside down, like a ton of cow stuff is gonna come out. So just please be careful. And then I'll try to stealth down the thing. I don't know if we can roll over 5, but we can try.
You can certainly try.
Stealth down the alleyway towards the person. Did it go through? I can't.
That
see.
is sleight of hand, so unless you're trying to pickpocket them, you might want to roll something else.
Not yet.
Oh, look, 10.
Another 4 for 10.
hey, better than
Beautiful.
nothing.
Don't halflings have like reliable talent or something where you get to
That's a
reroll
rogue
your...
ability at level 9.
Oh, okay.
If I roll a 1, I can re-roll it, but I haven't rolled a 1 yet.
Okay.
Yeah, only on that one sleight of hand by accident. So, as you head down this alleyway, you can see the hooded figure following your progress down the alleyway as it just watches you. It doesn't say anything, it doesn't move. It lets you get up even with it.
Well, if it's staring at me, I'll just step out and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
The kind of hooded face without fully lifting up says, "You seem new in town. Are you looking for a guide?"
not necessarily a guide, but I've been looking for some shady people all day, and it is very hard to find criminals in this place. Would you perhaps, be a purveyor of the fine arts of, and I'll try and, if Steve can't say, I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going. I'm looking for easy marks. You look like you know your way around.
All right. She nods. I do know my way around different parts of Shell. I could show you things no one else could, I'm sure. Criminals, though. Criminals. Not many criminals, if they are. They're running in the executioner's run if you get caught as a criminal.
So far, this place ain't very fun.
No, I much prefer the jungles myself.
So you're a potential guide? My name's Clyde. What's yours?
My name is Salida. As the face lifts, you can see kind of these bright green eyes. The face is almost human, but there are scaly green patches that go along her chin and out towards the back of her head from what you can see.
Well, you have beautiful eyes. I don't know that I've ever seen someone with a scale to match such beautiful eyes. Then he looks back down the alleyway like,
I'm listening in at this point. I would say, yeah, Petrov is just sort of like thought he was going to get killed or stabbed or something might have happened to him, and he's just sort of listening to the conversation from across the way, not really showing himself.
She says, if you already have a guide, I'd be happy to just come along on the journey. I can be very useful. I can craft very colorful insults.
insult. I like insult. Let me confer with my esteemed group of persons. And then I'll just kind of turn and down the alleyway and say, her name is Salida, and I think she's a snake.
Great.
She's very pretty. I wasn't expecting it, but she's pretty.
Are you gonna ask her to dinner? What does this have to do with us?
I could. What's it to you?
Oh,
Hey,
why
you
are you
understand?
talking to us about her? What does this matter? We're gonna go hire a guide. What? If you want us to leave you so you can flirt, we could do that. But I don't know why we have to be here for this.
No, you said there was a person that I did the you people, and so
Merrick, just hold your pack up as you like stomp a bit. Take this.
Hold it up, make him jump for it.
I see how it's gonna be. Don't worry, don't worry. You'll all love little people after we're done with this.
I'm interested. I'm intrigued by this character, but I don't know if we want to add to the pot of all the other NPCs our GM's going to have to run.
I
Yeah,
will.
how many people can we fit in our canoe that we don't even have?
Six
Yeah, I think
total.
we need a boat.
6 total in a canoe. I will follow that up with saying her offer was free.
Yeah.
It was also shady as F.
Oh, absolutely. 100% shady. Very visibly
Nope,
shady.
You don't send the shady guy to be like, yeah, okay, this guy sounds good.
Hey, Sam, what's your name?
Oh, it was Salida.
Salida is the woman
Wanty?
you're talking to.
Petrov. What
Petrov,
do you
me.
know
Oh,
about?
you want me?
What do you know about snake people?
Allow me to roll and see. I don't know if that's a nature roll or insight.
Let's profile them.
History.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Let's profile them. Oh, 20 history. That'll tell me a little bit about their, culture and,
Yeah.
how they roll. They're
The
your kind of people.
They are his kind of people overall. They are most of them that are met in common society and not out where they live in jungles and other places. Most times when somebody meets one, they are a spy or an assassin or something similar to that. That being said, there have been a few that have been heroic, fairly good people in the history books. But the overall is, yeah, they tend to be a creepy people, and there are a bunch of them that do live in Chult.
Yeah, it seems like a dominant species.
Yeah, you haven't seen any outwardly in Port Nine Zaru,
Mhm.
so they probably live on a different section of the island.
Well, we can share this information with, you can share it with the whole group and we'll kind of talk about it, I suppose. But feels like we're still sticking to the Tabaxi. Yeah, maybe we
Much
go
as I
there.
love offers from sketchy
Yeah.
alleyways.
Yes.
Well, that's okay. As you all kind of are making your decision on that, you glance back down the alleyway, and she's not there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she wasn't as into you as you thought.
Oh.
We was just getting into introductions. Nobody was anywhere with anybody.
Hmm.
You move quick. It must
We
be
don't
nice
need
to be a human.
we don't need someone who's good at insults. We already have someone who's excellent at this.
So, you currently have a at least questionable person interested in the party, slightly scaly and slithery. You have a possible murder victim to go after. That is up to you whether or not you murder that man in order to save a die man's life.
I'm-
Otherwise, what?
I mean, I was gonna go for it, but I figured that was something we do under the cover of darkness.
That is absolutely fair. Uh, if that is
At least we'll have
something,
advantage.
Perhaps we could investigate who this person is before you kill them.
There's
Oh,
no questions asked. We're
It
not allowed
doesn't
to ask
matter.
questions.
Do you want a canoe or not?
uh,
You promised
so,
your temple lady a canoe that we don't have, or a boat that we don't have.
well,
In the morning.
now we don't know. The temple lady may have access to a boat. We don't know.
So, but we don't want to all show up tomorrow and then have her come be like, "Oh, you brought the boat, right?"
Mhm. Well, let's talk to the no. Let's talk to the cat, the Khajiit, right?
Hmm.
The two of them, and see what they have available. We can tell them the opportunity, and
Maybe we'll keep where we're getting our canoe on the down low for now, but
yeah,
we need to know if we need to get one.
okay. Well, if you go searching in the general kind of, there's a few places to pick up guides here, but the main one that you've been to, with the Tabaxi, you do find them standing off to a side corner of the building. Flask of wine appears to be, in fact, enjoying a flask of wine, and River Mist is standing next to him, kind of just looking out amongst the crowd, shifting eyes.
go up and talk to them.
As you approach, Flask waves. You guys came back!
Yes.
We thought you left for the jungle and maybe died. We haven't seen those gnomes for a little bit. We thought you left with them.
Oh no, we're taking time. We must think. We think we like you, but only if you can help us. We have a kind. We have to go down the river. Mm, Can you take us down the river? Do you have a boat? Can you get a boat?
We can get a boat. We have a small one, but it would only fit 6 people overall. How many do you... There's 2 of us. Four of you and one more?
There would be one more, right? But this one is very small.
Hmm.
It barely counts as half a man. No offense.
Maybe a dinghy. We have a small dinghy.
Hmm.
Hey, are you talking about my dinghy?
Well, I mean,
Dingy.
Oh, dingy. Wait,
We could we could tie a rope between like a smaller kind of flotation device and he could ride in that maybe.
I'm not gonna be bait for some fish. No.
No, a tiny little boat. We make a little tiny boat.
Oh yeah,
More like,
yeah. That
yeah.
way, if it all goes wrong, you can just cut old Clyde and let him go down the river, huh? Oh, okay. I see how it is.
No, you wear the
Not a
little
bad
captain
idea.
hat. You wear the captain hat. You have the little tie, the little bow tie. You go sailing on the ocean like a little sailor, with a little boat.
It'll seem like a normal boat to you.
I'm gonna be honest with you, we have one boat, but you all might want to pick up another one, especially if you're gonna wear armor. And I don't know if your other person's wearing armor, but that's heavy. And that's gonna weigh down the boat a bit.
Our, the, our client does wear armor as heavy as mine, perhaps maybe a bit more.
Okay,
So
we need two boats then. Two big boats.
We've got one boat. If you can secure another, we can use our boat with it.
Very good. We have ideas of how we may find a boat. He looks at the others a little bit dubiously.
Pardon
that
me,
sounds
River Mist.
Yes.
We was also referred to some other guide. His name's Trago. Have you
Sha
heard of him?
Shago, perhaps?
Trago, yeah. Says he's from what we've heard, he's a single guide.
Yes. He works by himself. Well, he's rather obsessed with getting into the Flaming Fist. The people at Camp Vengeance, he really, really wants to work for them, and they haven't let him yet, and he seems very upset about that. But he's a big, strong man. He works well. I always say two guides are better than one, but if you had to go with one, he wouldn't be your worst choice.
Well, he has some information about that camp that we need. So if you know where he is, I'd like to buy him a drink.
He's usually up near the fort with the other singular guides, if you're looking for that sort of thing.
And if the fort were anywhere, where would that be?
Oh, well, over towards the eastern side of town.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. I will say that Shago has nowhere near our capability of surviving, but he is quite strong, if that's what you're looking for.
When you say he's quite strong, what do you mean?
He's a fighter. He wants to be a member of the Flaming Fist, the mercenaries. So he wants to be one of those people that finds adventurers in the jungle and then takes all their things for not having a charter. And then if you want your things, you have to go buy them again at the camp.
I don't like lawmen, so he's probably not going to work out for us. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
River Mist. You guys are just such a perfect fit.
Yes, I think we made our choice. In the morning, we leave.
Very well. Are
Yes?
you if we're planning on taking the river, should we meet at the river entrance?
Indeed.
Okay.
You're the guide.
Well, Rivermouth's the better guide than I am. I'm helper guide. He kind of has just a big broad smile on his face. Rivermouth says, we'll
yeah.
meet you there in the morning.
Okay.
We'll bring our own rations, of course. You all have rations, you have water. You're not going to try to eat us 3 days in because you forgot, right?
No.
Okay.
So far, we have an anti-cannibalistic policy within this group.
on that note, since you are more familiar with traveling these parts, what might you suggest beyond rations and water to bring and ensure that we have?
Well, some collection of water might be helpful. If you take the time to boil water out of the river, it's sometimes safe. But frankly, if you don't boil it enough, you get throat leeches, so I don't highly advise it.
What's a throat leech?
They live in your throat after you drink the water, and then every time you drink water, they drink your water, and then you die of dehydration.
Oh,
Yes, so don't drink the water. Perhaps a rain-catching system. It rains frequently in Schultz. You could use a rain-catching system, or if you've someone in your party that's of the, she glances over towards the cleric, religious bent, sometimes they can do things towards purifying, that sort of thing later on.
Me just casually looking to see what spells I picked.
How much was one of those rain catcher systems at the shop whenever we checked?
Hold on just a second. A rain catching system.
You'll have 13 gold, so I will happily buy one and put it in Clyde's collection of random crap.
Stack another thing on top of there. It'll be
If
alright.
you
Yeah.
had, hey, technically, if we had 20 more pounds than me, I have speed 5.
Oh, that's so
If I
silly.
dash, I can keep up with an ooze.
All right. Ring catchers. Ring catcher is a pretty simple contraption consisting of a 5-foot square leather tarp with a wooden frame and legs. When it's stretched across the wooden frame, it forms a basin that can catch 2 gallons of drinking water whenever there's pretty heavy rainfall. Whenever there's really heavy rainfall, up to 8 gallons. The tarp and wooden frame fold up together into just kind of a small pole type package. They cost 1 gold piece, weigh 5 pounds.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting one.
It's a
I
good idea.
can't carry that. It's twice my height.
Well. Alright, with a rain catcher in hand, unless there is anything else that you all needed to prepare for, I would assume you'll probably make a semi-early night of it, get up early in the morning, and aim for the jungle.
Well, we gotta kill a guy this night to get our canoe.
Oh, that's right. You want to kill a man. Alright.
I want to kill a man.
We're gonna get a room at Ty's House of Repose, so we have a fallback point
Okay.
first.
So you all get yourself settled in a room, and Kai's Repose is a pretty nice little inn tavern. It's fairly quiet, just nice drinks, nice beds. But you all manage to get yourself some rooms in there and get set up, and as you begin planning for this strange murder you intend to accomplish later this evening, that's probably where we'll end for tonight. Alright. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week.
Awesome.